Last time on Unmorphed.
Today is Rangerstop, day 3, and I'm real tired.
Then you just open up and you realize, like, no, this is me. I'm excited. I like Power Rangers. I need to not be ashamed of it, you know?
Hi there, my name is Ale. I am the artist of Master of Time Strikers. It's a tokusatsu-inspired story about a trio sibling named Samantha, Emily, and Jason, who work for the Galactic Patrol, a large organization dedicated to fighting crime all across the galaxy. And as a Time Strikers, it's their job to travel back in time to various points in history to fight bad guys, monsters, and kaiju. We're building it to be like a superhero universe like the X-Men or the Avengers, but inspired by tropes of tokusatsu, sentai, magical heroes, magical girls, metal heroes, and everything in between.
It's a magical girl comic.
No,
There is a lot of room in the world for magical girl comics.
I put my camera on this one and it like backed up. It's like, whoa. Oh, whoa, whoa! So I cheated. This isn't the first bite, but this is
So that's making it in.
That's going to be on the internet. It's quite good.
Should be your still frame.
It should be the
Use it
thumbnail.
for your thumbnail.
It's the thumbnail. It's absolutely the thumbnail.
I had a movie that I thought I was going to be part of this year, and that fell through. And I don't care. I'm exactly where I should be right now in this moment.
So I just picked up this Pixel Boom here, Perler Beads by Pixels by Rin over there. So check that out. And this actor just started buying drinks for everybody. It was awesome. When I say I had fun, I had fun. I think I'm still like red and kind of I had an amazing time. I was able to say goodbye to Liz, which is almost worse because it sucked. I hate not having that girl in my life every day. And I mean, she's online and we talk all the time and she makes videos and stuff, but just in person, seeing her every day has been so amazing. So there we go. But yeah, that was awesome. Oh, nice.
I don't know how I'm doing this. I do not know how I'm, like, getting up on such little sleep so often. I mean, I'm glad I am. It's like 8:30 right now. And I could have slept a little bit longer, but I, like, woke up and, like, thought about what time it was. I was like, oh, okay, did it. And then I lay back down and I was like, I'm not getting back to sleep. So, and then I was like, yeah, well, I may as well just go ahead and get up, because not like 30 minutes of sleep is going to make much difference at this point. You may wonder if I remember what happened last night. There was a point near the start of like the gathering that I referenced last night. The actor I mentioned had been doing like accents and impressions, right? And I like threw a couple back at him, you know, as he was doing them. And there was one I think I did, it was either Scottish or Irish. That part I'm not sure about. But he like stopped and pointed at me a second. He was like, that was really good. I remember that. Near the end of the night, Jim, who you've seen in this very vlog before,
But we'll get it on the Orange Ranger vlog. Hey, Jim! We're partying!
accompanied myself and Ranger Liz back up to her room and had a lovely little discussion about life and content creating and self-value and etc. But near the beginning of the thing, when I hadn't had so much to drink, near the end of the thing where I had more than that, So yes, I remember all that, and all that happened. I've never blacked out from drinking. Some would say, well, you're not doing it right, Ben. Well, I prefer to remember those types of moments because it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but I'm digressing here. I realized at the end of last night's vlog that, number one, I was falling asleep holding the camera recording, so that's going to be fun in editing, and shows how tired I was, so I'm amazed I'm awake right now. And number two, I hadn't really talked about what was happening going forward. I'd said before, you know, from the moment it happened, days and days ago, like, the weekend was about Rangerstop, and then we're going to get to Monday, and I have to face reality. So, today is reality. So those two step-uncles, and I'm assuming my stepsister as well, are coming to pick me up. The step-uncle that lives in Florida has AAA. So he's going to call AAA and have the car towed to his place, because I think it's closer. I'm almost sure it's closer, in fact. And then we can reach a point where, you know, my step-uncle that I live with can, go down to his house and look at the car and work on the car. So, there's that. When I get home, being a YouTuber and a content creator, you know, I'm thinking about, I've got to make a swag video, I've got to bust through vlogs so I can start getting these vlogs out while Rangerstop is fresh. Really, though, my number one first priority is that I have to figure out what I'm gonna do. And I mean, I don't even say that, super emotionally, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have to figure out what I'm going to do. For real, for reality, right? Even the step-uncle I lived with, his name's Lonnie, I think I've mentioned. I don't think he'd care if his name was in the vlog. But something Lonnie was telling me was because I was saying that when we were talking about it on Messenger, you know, I'm gonna come back and figure out what I'm gonna do, and he's like, well, it's all up in the air right now. Your options are pretty obvious. You know, you can get the car fixed, you know, if you determine it's worth it, or if you don't, you can, you know, get some kind of replacement vehicle, you know, get a new car. However, you manage to pull that off. But, you know, he says like the missing piece of information, which is one that he would provide me, is how bad the damage to the car is. And I mean, like I said before, a blown head gasket is catastrophic. But if it did damage to the engine, it becomes exponentially worse. So, how bad is it? As I was talking about that stuff there, my hand was getting tired and kind of crampy more than usual, and I almost felt a cramp in my leg. So, I am severely dehydrated, and I will see to that. Basically, I will take care of that. So basically, I've reached the point where Rangerstop can't make it go away anymore. I have to take care of car things, an adult, and that's what's going to happen. In the more immediate short term, Lonnie said that they would be here to get me at 10 a.m. So it is about 8:30-ish. I was thinking I was going to get up as late as 9:30 and rush to, you know, put up the last of the stuff. Alright, I'm going to get out of bed because I'm going to show you something. I've mostly packed up, so that's good. I just have to pack up the computer and, you know, the last couple of things. I did the Liz trick, as I will call it, and got a coffee drink, and some pastries. Again, the white cheddar popcorn doesn't apply. So not showing the uncles again and not, anything like that, but I figured I should document at least a little of this part of the experience. So we're here, Advance Auto Parts, excuse me. Here's the car, still DOA. The wrecker that's gonna tow it to Crystal River is apparently like 3 minutes away, so that's good at least. They were like an hour and a half, and then they were like, oh no, actually it's like 3 blocks from you. So, good. And that'll be on its way to Crystal River, and then we'll be on our way back to Quitman. Many hours later. The last clip I recorded was at Advance Auto Parts, I believe. Yeah, it was. Doing the quick, this is where the car's been, and now we're waiting. We ended up having to wait almost an hour and a half for the tow truck to arrive because it was Veterans Day. By the way, this video is being recorded on Veterans Day, not posted on Veterans Day, but if you are a veteran or there's a veteran in your family or anything like that, but especially if you are a veteran watching this video, happy Veterans Day. Thank you very much for your service. My stepfather was in the Marine Corps, so Veterans Day does mean a lot to me. It was Veterans Day, and I've talked about with working at the park, even though the park wasn't open this weekend. On holiday weekends, you would think people would be partying and doing stuff on Monday, but not really if you travel. Because if you traveled, you have to get back on Tuesday, so Monday is your travel day. Sunday is the day where normally you'd be wrapping up the week, going into the work week, but since you get Monday off, you have Sunday as your complete day off. So anyway, yes, people are traveling, and then when a lot of people are going long distances in their cars, you're going to have a lot of breakdowns. So that's what happened with that. We had to wait about an hour and a half for the tow truck to show up, but show up it did. And they carted my poor little white Tiger Sword down to Crystal River. North, actually. I thought it was south, but north about 100-ish miles to the Crystal River part of Florida. And now the car will be at my other uncle's house. And when it's a little more plausible, which is just fixing other vehicles that can tow that car back here, then we'll have the car towed back here, and my uncle that lives here can dig into it and see how bad the damage is. So basically, just to relate this to you, I'd said there was a blown head gasket. That is what happened. When the head gasket blows, the next thing that can happen is that the engine block cracks. If that happens, the motor's screwed and it has to be replaced, and that's basically buying a new car at this point. My car is a 2005 Honda Accord with nearly 250,000 miles on it. It's not worth putting a brand new motor into, I don't think. I might get talked out of that, but anyway. But if just the head gasket blew, it's on the outside of reasonable. It's still a lot, but it's one of those, in that price range, it's one of those repairs that you can justify once. Okay, I'll put some money into this car because it's been good otherwise, and you go forward from there. So anyway, not to digress further on that, I might edit some of that out, but just to get this shorter. But yeah, they towed the car to Crystal River. My Uncle Lonnie, the one that lives here, gave me a ride back here. So, but I don't think I even mentioned, the tow truck driver showed up a little after noon, and it is now 15 minutes after midnight, about 12 hours later. It only took us about 4 hours to get back to the house, and just the rest of the time I've been settling in, I've been, unpacking, I've been getting, the computers resituated, and I'm kind of pulling some of the footage and everything. I've been seeing more people as they get home, posting their thoughts on Rangerstop and the time that they had. I'm very gratified to have been mentioned by a lot of people that I now think of as very close friends, so that was cool. You know, I think I mentioned in some of the other videos, I feel like part of the family now of this circle of Ranger creators, and that's a very nice feeling. I've been not only dumping in the last of the Rangerstop footage, but organizing it into the different days, and I'm like, oh, well, what was that clip? What was that clip? I've been seeing some great stuff to remember, especially from last night. I feel like I got to know a couple of Ranger actors pretty well. I impressed one doing a voice, I think it was a Scottish accent. I don't know if you ever heard me do my Scottish accent, but some people say it's pretty good. Have you had a chance to change your fate? Alright, sorry, I'll stop. I'm going to turn in soon, and I'm not setting an alarm for tomorrow. Screw that. Just, I have gotten about 15 hours of sleep over the past 3 days combined. And yeah, that's pretty rough. But everything was worth it. Rangerstop was amazing. So anyway, we get the car back here. We get back here at about 4:30, and I've just been unpacking and like, okay, this is swag, so I need to do, put that on a swag video list. And, oh, this is a thing that I wanted to review, so I'm going to do, Rangerstop reviews to put videos out on those. And, just thinking about what I have to do going forward. I have Beast Morphers reviews to do. I think I have decided, and again, by the time you watch this, you'll know, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to skip ahead to the Rangerstop vlogs because they're fresh and now, and that's a good chance to strike while the iron is hot. Whereas MomoCon is already months and months ago, so what's waiting a few months longer, right? It's over. I'm back. Life moves into the next phase, and we'll see what that brings. But for now, wrapping this up. Actually, to speak to that, no matter what the next phase of life brings, remember that I'm not a daily vlogger in the traditional sense. I really only do vlogs when I travel, so MomoCon vlogs will be coming after these Rangerstop vlogs are posted. After that, it may be a while before I vlog again, and I'll try to think about like what that means for the channel's time slots and stuff, and continuing to get content posted, because it's all about making that Ranger content that y'all love. Heroes, thank you so much for watching. You may not realize it as I get sentimental now at the end of a clip that I just said was too long. You all are a big part of why I go. Like, vlogging the convention is something that helps me justify doing it, and then also knowing that I'm going to meet some of you at this convention. I did this year, people coming up, hey, Orange Ranger videos, love your stuff, thank you, that was great. Funny enough, I really took more pictures with fellow creators this time than I did with my heroes, so I found that kind of interesting, but I did meet some people, and that just helps keep me inspired and, cranking out content for you all and talking to the circle of creators about, like, putting out content and, all that stuff. I remember having great conversations with both Liz and Jim Kelly, so inspiring conversations about our process and our mindsets and everything. I'm wrapping this up now before it gets to 20 minutes. Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you. Button.
Bye.